we're paper thin, one step away from caving in. When you're out, we're all the way.
Hello guys, welcome to another week. We are doing something a little different in the beginning of this week. We've got our trailer hitched on to the truck here, and we've used it for the last few years, but I think now it's time for a change, which is why we're building out the van.
It's definitely come at a right time. The province is very full for camping. We would not be able to get a spot. We tried to get a few spots this year and have not been successful. The trailer has taken us through so many incredible adventures. We picked it up in 2018. It was the very first year we had Kino. We took her all through Northern Ontario as a puppy, and
She loved it.
she loved it. She loves camping, and honestly, taking this trailer every time just is such an incredible thing.
The hard part about it is like when there's not a lot of camping around and maybe you want to go to Crown Land camping, the trailer itself is 25 feet, plus you to add the truck. So now you're probably like 30-ish something feet long all over, and then trying to fit that into spots and stuff. So unless you have an actual campground you're pulling into, it's a little bit tough. So the van opens up a lot more possibilities.
Absolutely.
So we're gonna go take this home, we're gonna wash it up, and it's going to be listed for sale to a lucky new buyer.
We're gonna give you a tour. When we get it all cleaned up, we're gonna take you through cleaning it up and getting it ready for sale. The nice thing is we have cared for this RV so much. Every trip we've been on, I scrub it head to toe as soon as we're home. It smells actually brand new still.
There's no smell.
There's no smell. There's no scratches in it, really. Like, we have cared for it, so, like, because it has been our home. So I think that's something. It's going to be easy to clean up and prep for sale. It breaks my heart to put it up for sale, but I think the van is going to offer a little bit of a different opportunity. So we'll see you. We're taking this to Chris's parents' new house to clean it up in their driveway, because their driveway is way bigger. But we'll see you at their place, and can't wait to show you the tour.
So my bedroom's looking nice and clean. And Nicole's working on cleaning her bedroom. How's your bedroom doing?
Smells really clean now. It was a little dirty.
Yeah.
This is the in-law suite
Yeah, in-law suite.
for the bad dog fox.
And they have exterior access, and they've got their own little light switches.
Ooh. It's where you put kids when you don't want them.
Yeah.
Or your dog.
Or the dog, if the dog's taking up all the bed space.
Yeah. That's where we should have put the dog.
Looks good.
All right, now we have emptied absolutely everything that is our own belongings out of the trailer. We're loading them into the van, and now it's time to the trailer is all clean, and we are ready to give you a tour. Now, if you want to see the full tour, as we explain absolutely everything about this Coleman Light 2405BH, we'll leave a link right here for you. As Chris mentioned a little bit earlier, the trailer is being listed for sale. We are super sad, but we're super excited to take this on the road. So as we end one era with the trailer, we begin a new one with the van.
Time to get the alternator installed. I got my little fuse block that I needed, that I was saying in the last video that we need to connect on the back of the driver's seat. Nicole's over here getting some of the last measurements needed for some of these drawers, putting drawer faces on. She happily took over that task when it's a frustrating, complex task of building drawers. And yeah, so then I've also got some of this like more flexible wire. So now what I'm going to do here is this little fuse block here. It's going to have a mega flip fuse there. It's going to mount onto the back here of the driver's seat, and then I'll fish this nice wire right from the terminal here on the battery It's going to go through this channel, and then we're going to try to connect it to that, and then this thick non-flexible cable is we'll cut that and mount it right onto there, and then that should make a good connection back to the batteries at the back through a charger, which will then allow the batteries to charge while we're driving. So I'm hoping for that, as that's one big step forward on the electrical. I've thought of a name for the van. PETA the van.
PETA.
Pain in the ass. So we'll always remember these moments when it fought us through the build. PETA kind of rolls off the tongue and forever will remind me of the moments when there was no seats and all the wires and just trying to pull this through there. Whoever over-engineered this thing, it's got all these clips, but there's such a weird way that they connect on the backside that no matter what, if you push on these, they don't even budge. They don't even budge to try to get out. I need to get this off so we can run this cable through. Okay, managed to squeeze that through there. So I've got my wire here. I'm going to put a lug on there. That'll connect onto this terminal bolt right there on the battery. Runs through there, comes under the seat. There. Comes under the seat there, wraps around, goes back, and now it comes on the back here where I can connect onto that fuse block right here on the back. So I dropped a little washer down between the battery and the thing into this compartment here, and rather than try to figure out how to pull the whole battery out with all these wires, I'm just going to try to see if I can fish it out, because it's kind of rattling around there, and I imagine once we start driving around it's going to sound like a screw rolling around. So let's see. Haha, got it out. Okay, we've got one wire on there, and then now this beefy wire here needs to get cut, and I think the way to cut that will be with the bolt cutters, and it's still not going to be easy, but need to cut that, put a lug on, get that on this end, and then we'll have a continuous connection back to the back of the van where we can do a little bit more wiring. And then this is a 200 amp mega fuse that's right in the middle there. And I'm very happy to say that is the last connection I need to make with this thick wire right there. So that is done. Gotta put the seat back on and go make the connections on the back. Okay, all that wiring work probably seemed pretty fast on video, but it did take most of the day to get that all done. But again, yeah, so we got it all there. It's connected into the battery, which is under that plate over there. And I can see it on my screen here. So these are all of the, these are all of the different devices back there. This is the smart BMS that controls the charge that comes from the starter battery. So I can see that the starter battery is 12.15 volts. It will only charge the batteries back there if it's greater than, I think, 13.2 volts. So basically only if the van's running. So you're not going to drain your, I think it'll only go down to 13 volts or something. So you're not going to drain your starter battery by having this connected if your back batteries are really low or if you're consuming a lot of power, so you don't have to worry about that. So the next thing that we'll try is starting up the van and see what this does. And then we should be getting a charge, which will be nice. And if you look back here at my mess here, that wire that we connected up front comes out of the ground here, runs through this fuse, and then that wire, I just connected that up to, this is the controller there that decides how much charge is going through. These wires are right connected to the battery, it goes through another fuse here, and then it goes straight over to the bus bar there, where the batteries are connected. So let's try to turn it on. First to find my keys. There they are. Alright, so let's get that app open. Okay, so it's all there. Alternator starter voltage too low, so we're going to start up the van. I think I might have messed up with my airbag connection. Front left malfunction. Okay, van is started. Okay. Starter voltage is 13.7 volts and charge current 79%. So give it a little gas and you can see the charge current goes up. So when we're driving, it's 100%. That means it's probably sending back like 100 amps, is what I think, because I think that's what I've got it set for. Yeah, so that should be 100 amps of power going back there when we're driving, and then when you're just idling, you still get a little bit of a charge, but it'd be more like 800 or 84 amps, I guess, because I've got it set for 100. Oh, and surprise! Van might need to go back in for service.
Did you mess it up again?
I think I messed up the airbags. Because the whole fuse thing, I think I went to turn the battery on, plug the battery back in without the fuse back in, and now the thing says there's a problem with the airbag.
Well, it's a good thing I won't play again tomorrow.
Kind of sucks. See, I figure I'd tell you that while you're on video, and then... okay, so we've got power coming from DC, so we've got 800, and you can actually see the little ... going to the battery, so it is charging. So just to explain the importance of the whole alternator thing, so our alternator will charge the batteries at 100 amp hours, so you can put 100 amps into the batteries basically every hour. And we've got 400 amp hours of batteries back there. So if we were like 50% batteries, after 2 hours of driving, more or less, it would charge the batteries right up to 100%. So if we're on a road trip, we don't have to worry about like relying only on solar and stuff. And if we know we want 100% every time we get to a destination, we know the 100% 400 amp hours will get us through the night with the air conditioner going and all that stuff, then, which it for sure will. Well, the air conditioner could kill it, but most of the things that we need in here, that'll do more than enough. And then you've got solar to trickle charge, so that's huge.
Good job, bud.
Yep, all done. So after that success of putting all that alternator wiring together, I was about to call it a day and have a nice beer. And then Nicole said, why don't we build the front door to the cooler?
Well, because we started this project 2 weeks ago and it's been sitting in the garage waiting to go on.
So now we're starting a new project.
Well, it's only 5 o'clock.
Beer o'clock is 5 o'clock.
Well, I start at 7, so we've got 2 hours.
Okay. So now it's a mix of tidying up and cutting wood. So we may not install it today. Are we installing it today? No, you want to paint it, right? Sand and paint. But it looks good. So that's going to be the front door to our cooler. And nice cross beam, and there's a wasp chasing me. And then sand and paint it, and then it will go in there.
Just arrived at the cabin that we are shooting, or I am shooting this week. The cabin is called The Point on Ril. It is located on Ril Lake, which is in Baysville, Ontario, so it is in the Muskoka region. Kino and I are here hanging out at the cabin. It is a rental property, so I will leave you the link below in the description so that if you would love to book a stay at this incredible property, you can do so. And I'll stop talking and let's get you on a tour around this cool cabin. Well, that was a really amazing but short stay at the Point on Ril. I am heading home to see the plumber who's coming this afternoon, also named Chris. So I will see you when I get home, but in the meantime, here are some photos that I took at the cabin over the last 24 hours that I was here. All right, back from the cottage. That was a really easy 2-hour drive. And I'm super excited because something just showed up in the mail for us perfectly in time for us to install with the rest of our plumbing. It's our Acuva Aeromax 2.0. It is a UV LED water disinfection system. We are super excited. This is an incredible Canadian brand. They are based out in BC. We will give you a little bit more information on them after we do the install and we get to try it out ourselves. But this is supposed to kill 99% of all germs and bacteria that come through the water, and it is something that we are super pumped about to be able to take on the road with us and have clean and safe drinking water for both us, Kino, and anybody that joins us. So we're gonna head over. Chris is about to put one more hole in those beautiful countertops of ours, and then let's get this installed. Hey bud!
Hello.
Are you ready to drill a final hole in the countertop?
Yeah, well, I'll grab the, we'll have to look and see what size we need.
All right, let's
get some pre-work done for Chris so that he can run the water lines and stuff. So
it's gonna be confusing. Chris and Chris and Chris and Chris and Nicole.
So it's a smart faucet, so it actually plugs in here. So you can see on here, there's a light somewhere on here that'll tell you whether
I think it's right here. Right here. See it?
Oh, okay, at the bottom, yeah. So that way you know when the UV is running. And if it's ever not on, then you know there's a problem and that the water's not being filtered.
Looks so good. Yay!
Just, I just need to do some stuff underneath and then we'll be good. Probably what I would think is if we ran somewhere down along the side of the batteries.
Yep.
And like
now remember we have a T coming off of it, so where do you want the T for the hose bit?
For the hose bit. So that I think for the what I want to do is probably come the T maybe around here, have it come up and then over and then mount on the side somewhere.
So the depth, you're good with the depth if we come somewhere here?
Yeah, because my countertop that I'm installing will probably come back about this far.
Okay,
so, like,
so you don't want me to come straight up with it then?
That probably would be fine too.
Because I'm thinking if we came straight up with it, we could run it across,
yeah,
and then down, and then have the hose bit there.
Yeah. So the water's going to come along here, it'll go through a pre-filter and then run through this, which is a UV disinfecting device, and then it will flow through that hole and then up to the faucet that's right on our countertop. This one's going to be for the toilet vent. So Chris from Hudman Mechanical is helping us out get some plumbing connected in here. We're putting a hose bib on the back here so we can have a hose. This is Chris, by the way.
Hello.
So we'll throw his truck in there if you ever need any plumbing work done. But we're gonna have a hose bib on the back so we can hook up a hose for showers or whatever we need on the back. And then he's running the plumbing lines through to the kitchen. We're just gonna run through a UV filter for our water tap, and then also get our main sink as well as the drain for that sink all connected. So much faster than we would be able to do it.
And since Home Depot is closed, he has a little bit easier access to some of the parts than we do. We would also probably just feel a little lost in the plumbing section.
Yeah, we don't need any leaks.
No. Ready? All right, we're testing for water leaks right now. The water is filling into the tank, and I'm just kind of keeping an eye out to see if there's anything leak-wise anywhere. So let's give it a watch.
All right, you want to hit the faucet?
All right. Woo! That's good. That's awesome. That is so awesome. I cannot wait for Chris to get home and to show him that we have water. We are almost hooked up and ready to go. I'm so excited. Once we're done with this faucet, then we are going to, Chris needs to hook up the electrical when he gets back later today, and then we're going to have purified, disinfected, bacteria-free water. Cannot wait! Woo! All right, Chris.
That's good. That's really good.
Isn't that awesome?
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. Well, that was a very quick job by Chris, so thank you very much for the service. And yeah, there's his information right there, hudsonmechanical.com.
If you need anybody in the York region, Chris is your guy, or beyond. You service outside of York?
Everywhere. Anywhere.
He'll go to Florida.
Yeah. He's a busy man now.
For a month in the van.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
good.
we're going to build your van now.
Yeah, exactly. This is next.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, well, thank you.
All right. See you guys in a bit.
Yeah.
Thanks.
See ya.
You'll see me.
Let's see how that water pressure is. Got the hose connection here. Turn it on all the way. Alright. Alright. Got air in the hose. That's pretty good. Nice shower. Spray off the dog.
Or yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. Wash the fan off.
That's awesome.
Right
Ah!
You thirsty?
I'd like some drinking water, please.
We have it on demand.
But we don't have a cup.
Yeah, no cup.
So
you have
do I just like stick my mouth under here?
Yeah,
and,
get
like-
ready. So yeah, it's so great to have the UV water system inside here, because then we just know that wherever we are, if we fill up with water, we've got a full filtration system here for filling up our glasses.
We really want to thank Acuva for sending us this incredible system. We are so excited to try it out. The really cool thing that we like is it kills 99.999% of bacteria and anything else that is potentially in your water to make it safe drinking water. I actually think that this drinking water may be cleaner than the stuff that's coming out of our house.
Out of the tap, for
Yeah,
sure.
like we don't have a water
filter.
purifier on, so.
So so it's a two-stage process. So the water goes through a pre-filter there to remove any kind of sediment or anything that's in the water, and then after that it runs through a UV filter, so that will disinfect the water and kill any bacteria inside of there. So, and it's great because it works on 12 volts, so it's low voltage, just runs straight off our batteries, and it's got a cool little indicator on the faucet here. So when we turn it on, it turns blue, so you know that it's actually that the UV filter is running. So
Something that's really important to us as well is that each unit saves about 100,000 single-use plastic water bottles from landfill. That's something that we really struggled with when we were in the RV, that we would have to bring plastic water jugs with us, and finding a safe space to fill up was, especially not just for us but for Kino. One of my family dogs got really ill on a family vacation years ago from drinking
bad water, and he became severely dehydrated, and that's just something that kind of derails your vacation plans, so it's not something that we really want to do. And I think this just adds such a safe aspect of it, as well as we know that we are doing our part to help with the environment. So if this is something you're interested in, we actually have a 10% off discount code for all of our subscribers and watchers, so that if this is something that you're interested in putting in, it works in a van, an RV, a boat, house.
really anywhere. You can put it in your house if you want. So if you're interested, we will leave the code for 10% off in the description below. We'll leave the link to make it super easy, and then you can go on. They've got 3 different water purification systems of different tiers, so that way you can choose one that fits your specific needs.
And the differences between them is how much water you're consuming. So if you, they're different flow rates, so gallons per minute. So maybe if you have more than one faucet, I guess maybe that could be a use case. So I can't wait to use it. I think also they're Canadian, right? So
yeah, they're located in Burnaby, British Columbia, which we're heading that way in a few weeks.
Yeah. So thank you again, and look forward to having some fresh water in here.
I can't wait. Well, I think that's a wrap on this week.
That is a wrap, and we got, I think, the huge milestone of getting the water done. So a massive thanks to Chris with Hudman Mechanical. Thank you for doing that, because it made probably a week's worth of work and lots of frustration and driving back and forth to curbside pickups and wasting a lot of material, all done within like 2-3 hours.
You absolutely saved our life, Chris. Thank you 100 times over. We are so excited that we finally have running water.
And we don't need to worry about it leaking either. So
no, he did such an incredible job. We are so forever grateful.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that's it for this week. The drawers are so much fun.
They're
taking forever.
almost done though.
But yeah, they're almost done. And yeah, so next week you should see that all nice and finished up and put all together. That'll be fun. And then it's all just little tedious. Oh, I mean, another big thing this week was that inverter. Or not the, or whatever you call it, the alternator. Yeah. Like, that's huge.
Huge.
Charge while we drive.
So like, you love watching, like, the batteries go up while we drive? And...
Yeah, well, we were 90% battery, and then we went for a quick drive to go get some wood and came back, and it was 100%. So, so that's awesome.
So, if you like the video, please make sure you subscribe if you are not already subscribed. Give us a thumbs up. Leave us a comment below.
And we'll see you in the next video.
Bye.
What's that?
Don't sauce me, boy.
Don't sauce me, boy.
You know who runs the world. Girls.